Imagine stepping into a world where every moment is filled with clarity, where focus isn't just an elusive ideal but a daily reality. Picture the quality of your life if, instead of feeling fragmented by distractions, you could channel your attention with ease, immersing fully in each moment, task, and interaction. In our fast-paced, hyper-connected lives, the idea of clear, focused presence may seem almost impossible, but it doesn't have to be. There's a way to reclaim that sense of mental clarity, one that's simple yet profoundly transformative, a meditation technique called space-time bridging, unlike traditional meditation practices that often center solely on turning inward. Space-time bridging combines both internal and external awareness. It creates a bridge between these two realms, empowering us to shift our focus intentionally, adapting to the demands of each moment. This adaptable focus is powerful because it not only sharpens our minds but also transforms how we approach our work, relationships, and self-care. Imagine the impact on your productivity if you could effortlessly tune out distractions, the improvements in your relationships if you could listen and respond with full presence, or the peace you'd feel if you could find calm amid life's pressures. In this video, we'll delve into the unique principles behind space-time bridging, exploring how this practice can enhance not only focus and productivity but also emotional resilience and inner peace. Along the way, we'll cover how our minds interpret the world through internal and external awareness, why our brains perceive time differently based on focus, and how to integrate this meditation into everyday life for lasting benefits. From practical steps to real-world applications, this practice is made to be relatable, accessible, and deeply rewarding. By the end of this journey, you'll be equipped to make space-time bridging part of your daily routine, experiencing firsthand the balance and power that comes from harmonizing mind and body in a world that so often feels out of our control. Section 1. The Foundations of Interoception and Exteroception. Interoception refers to the perception of sensations that come from within the body. This might include awareness of one's heartbeat, breathing, hunger, or muscle tension. Think of it as an inner radar, constantly scanning and detecting signals from inside. This perception is vital for maintaining homeostasis, allowing us to respond to changes within ourselves, like drinking water when we feel thirsty or taking deep breaths to calm down. In American culture, where emphasis on mind over body has been prevalent, interoception can be an essential tool for self-awareness. People who regularly tune into their interoceptive signals often have a better grasp of their emotional states and stress levels. For instance, someone with high interoceptive awareness might recognize a rapid heartbeat and understand it as a sign of anxiety or excitement, depending on the situation. This inward focus can sometimes lead to heightened awareness of emotions, which, while beneficial, can also become overwhelming if unchecked. In cases of anxiety or stress, people often focus intensely on their physical sensations, sometimes amplifying negative feelings. For example, a political leader like Barack Obama, during high-stress moments, might rely on a keen sense of interoception to remain calm and centered, recognizing when he's anxious and applying techniques like controlled breathing or grounding himself to stay composed. By monitoring these sensations, leaders maintain composure, displaying confidence and self-awareness even in tense situations. Exteroception, on the other hand, is the perception of the external environment. It's our ability to be aware of sights, sounds, and other external stimuli. Unlike interoception, which is rooted in the inner landscape, exteroception connects us to the outer world, shaping how we interact with our surroundings and perceive others. It's an essential component of social interactions and helps us stay grounded in the present moment. When we direct attention outward, we become more attuned to the world around us, which can improve mindfulness. Mindfulness emphasizes awareness of both internal and external experiences, promoting balance. For example, if a world leader like Angela Merkel walks into a tense negotiation, her awareness of the room's energy, exteroception, is crucial. She'll likely notice subtle cues, like others' body language or tone changes, which can inform her responses. This attunement to her environment allows her to adjust her behavior, contributing to her success in diplomacy and communication. Modern life provides endless opportunities to observe the interplay between interoception and exteroception. Working from home, for instance, presents unique challenges. With minimal social interaction and few changes in physical environment, people can easily become overly attuned to their internal states. When sitting alone for hours on end, one might start noticing discomfort, fatigue, or other physical sensations more acutely. Without the exteroceptive balance of moving around an office or chatting with colleagues, it's easy to get trapped in an interoceptive loop, hyper-focused on personal discomforts or repetitive thoughts. Similarly, consider the act of scrolling through social media on a phone. During these moments, the focus is largely internal as we absorb content and process emotions, often without realizing how disconnected we become from our surroundings. The lack of external awareness can make us feel isolated, leading to more inward focus on our thoughts or insecurities. When we disconnect from the present environment, our interoceptive attention heightens, which might exacerbate feelings of stress or anxiety, especially when consuming emotionally charged content. Exteroception, however, can be brought back by taking intentional breaks, such as looking up from the phone to observe the room or the people nearby. For instance, while working at a coffee shop, we might shift our gaze from the laptop to observe the people around us or listen to ambient sounds. This small change in attention, from internal, focused on the screen, to external, engaging with the space, provides a break that refreshes mental energy and re-engages our surroundings. In family interactions, interoception and exteroception also play a dynamic role. When spending time with loved ones, such as during a family dinner, being overly focused on our thoughts or emotions can cause us to miss out on the richness of these interactions. By focusing on external details, someone's laugh, the food's aroma, or the sound of conversation, we become more present, enhancing the overall experience. Famous figures like former President Jimmy Carter, known for his ability to connect deeply with others, exemplify this balance. In his work with the Carter Center, Carter engages with people from various backgrounds. Shifting his focus between understanding his own emotional responses, interoception, and staying attuned to those he meets, exteroception. In this video, I'll introduce you to this method, explain how it works, and show how its science-backed principles can be applied to enhance productivity, resilience, and inner peace. Along the way, we'll explore personal insights, practical examples, and real-life scenarios to make this practice both relatable and accessible. By the end, you'll be ready to make space-time bridging a part of your daily routine, experiencing firsthand its power to balance mind and body. Section 2. The science behind space-time bridging. The relationship between focus and time perception is one of the fascinating insights behind space-time bridging. When we focus on close-up objects, time seems to slow down, while distant objects make time feel stretched. This phenomenon is rooted in our brain's processing of spatial and temporal cues. Imagine watching an airplane in the sky from far away. It appears to move slowly, even though it's actually traveling hundreds of miles per hour. If that same airplane were just a few feet away, its speed would seem much faster. This is a visual example of how our perception of time is influenced by spatial distance. The brain's adaptation to focus on different time domains is a process that involves complex neural pathways. In essence, our brains have a remarkable ability to switch between fine-grained time perception, where we focus on the present moment, and broad-grained time perception, where we think in terms of longer spans. This adaptability is governed by two primary brain networks, the default mode network, DMN, and the task-positive network, TPN. The DMN is active when we're at rest, daydreaming, or reflecting on past or future events. When we're thinking broadly about time, considering distant goals or imagining future outcomes, the DMN takes over. The TPN, in contrast, is activated when we're engaged in focused, goal-oriented tasks, like reading or writing. This network helps us concentrate on immediate details, effectively narrowing our time perception. Space-time bridging encourages the brain to engage both networks, enhancing our ability to shift between immediate tasks and big-picture thinking. Consider someone like Jeff Bezos, who has to make decisions both for Amazon's day-to-day operations and for its long-term vision. In one moment, Bezos might be deeply involved in a meeting about specific logistical details. This engages his TPN, as he's focused on immediate, fine-grained tasks. In the next, he may be envisioning Amazon's future in e-commerce and AI, which calls upon the DMN to process broader time scales. By practicing a form of mental switching similar to space-time bridging, Bezos and others can cultivate flexibility in shifting between different levels of focus and time awareness. This ability is essential for navigating complex responsibilities that require balancing immediate tasks with long-term strategies. Another way the brain adapts to different time domains is through attentional blink, a cognitive phenomenon where there's a brief period in which the brain blinks and temporarily cannot process new information. This happens when shifting focus quickly between tasks or thoughts, as it allows the brain a short recovery period before engaging with new stimuli. Space-time bridging taps into this natural blink, using it to create intentional transitions between internal and external focus, which can be helpful in managing stress and avoiding cognitive overload. Section 3. Steps to practice space-time bridging meditation. Space-time bridging meditation is a practice designed to enhance mental flexibility by shifting attention across different domains of focus, from internal awareness, interoception, to external awareness, exteroception. By guiding attention in these structured ways, the practice promotes balance and grounding, allowing individuals to tap into a deeper sense of calm and focus. Here's a detailed step-by-step guide on how to perform this meditation technique effectively. In space-time bridging, the technique leverages this understanding by shifting our focus between near and far objects. This deliberate shift allows us to alter our experience of time, creating a mental flexibility that can help balance the pressures of a fast-paced life. This concept is also why people often experience time dilation in moments of high stress or excitement. Imagine a public figure like Oprah Winfrey giving a keynote speech to thousands. To the audience, time may pass at a normal rate, but for Oprah, focusing on the task and the people immediately around her, time might feel slower, making each moment feel elongated due to the intensity of the experience. In simpler terms, focusing on near objects, like reading a book or scrolling through your phone, can lead us to experience time as moving more slowly. In contrast, broader focus, like looking at the skyline or taking in a landscape, encourages our brains to interpret time as moving faster, providing a break from the fine slicing of time that happens with close-up focus. This alternation in focus can be beneficial for maintaining a balanced perception of time and helps prevent mental fatigue by allowing our brains to zoom out periodically. Space-time bridging effectively applies these principles, encouraging us to navigate between different perceptions of time as a way to stay adaptable and resilient. Step 1. Focusing on the third eye or breathing for interoception. Start the practice by finding a comfortable seated position, either on a chair with your feet planted on the ground or sitting cross-legged. Begin by closing your eyes, bringing all of your attention inward. Direct your focus to the area between your eyebrows, commonly known as the third eye in meditation. This focal point is a grounding center and helps to center internal awareness. Alternatively, you can choose to focus on your breath. Simply follow each inhale and exhale, noticing the sensations that arise as you breathe. This stage is purely about interoception, or focusing on inner sensations. It's an exercise in becoming present with what's happening inside your body, helping you tune out the outside world. When you direct your focus to the third eye or breath, you're engaging with subtle bodily sensations, bringing your attention to the rhythm and depth of each breath or the slight tingling sensation that might arise in the third eye area. For 3 full breaths, try to give 100% of your awareness to these internal sensations. Observing without judgment. High-performing individuals, such as Serena Williams, often use similar techniques to center themselves before a competition. By focusing on the breath, they clear the mind and reduce internal distractions, becoming fully present. This internal focus helps cultivate a stable starting point for the rest of the meditation practice. Step 2. Shifting focus to the hand or a close object for a blend of interoception and exteroception. Once you feel centered, open your eyes and extend one of your hands in front of you, about an arm's length away. Now, bring your attention to the hand while also maintaining awareness of your breath. This creates a balance between interoception, awareness of the breath, and exteroception, awareness of an external object, in this case, the hand. Observe the details of your hand, noting its shape, texture, and any subtle movements, all while continuing to notice the rhythm of your breathing. Holding this balance for a few breaths, try to split your attention as evenly as possible between the 2 focal points, internal and external. You are now practicing a blend of interoception and exteroception, developing the capacity to hold awareness in 2 places simultaneously. This skill is valuable for maintaining composure in situations where internal and external stimuli compete for attention, such as in public speaking or high-stakes meetings. Leaders like Warren Buffett have been known to use similar mental techniques to remain calm under pressure, keeping one part of their mind focused on inner clarity while engaging with an audience or analyzing complex financial data. By maintaining this dual focus, you are training your brain to split attention without feeling mentally fragmented. Spend about 3 full breaths in this stage, steadily observing both the hand and the breath. Step 3. Transitioning to a distant visual point to enhance exteroception. Now, take your focus even further outward. Find an object or focal point that is approximately 10 to 15 feet away from you. It could be a piece of furniture, a picture frame on the wall, or a plant. Direct your gaze toward this point, but don't abandon your internal awareness entirely. Continue to pay gentle attention to your breath. At this stage, exteroception becomes more dominant. Your visual focus is now centered on something in your immediate environment, helping to expand your awareness beyond yourself. This part of the exercise increases your sensitivity to external surroundings while still allowing for some internal observation. Think of a high-profile individual like former British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, who had to stay acutely aware of the immediate surroundings during public speeches or critical discussions, balancing his inner thoughts and emotions with the outward demands of his environment. By focusing on an object further away, you start to expand your awareness, broadening your perception of space. This step is essential in grounding yourself, offering a reprieve from constant introspection and tuning into what's physically around you. Continue this focus for 3 breaths, allowing yourself to fully engage with this distant object while keeping a gentle awareness of your breathing. Step 4. Concluding with a reflective exercise of placing oneself within the vastness of space for perspective. In this final step, take your gaze to the farthest point in your field of vision, perhaps looking out a window at the horizon, if available, or imagining a distant location if indoors. Imagine this focal point as a place where the boundaries of space and time stretch beyond your immediate environment. As you focus on this distant point, take 3 deep breaths and imagine yourself as a small part of the vast universe. Visualize yourself standing on Earth, which is itself suspended in space, a small entity in a massive, interconnected system. This exercise is about gaining perspective, recognizing the larger context of your life in the grander scale of the cosmos. This final stage is especially valuable for grounding oneself and cultivating humility. Figures like Nelson Mandela practiced similar reflective techniques, focusing on the broader impact of their actions and finding strength in recognizing their place within a much larger world. In this reflective exercise, allow your perception of space to expand further with each breath, embracing the vastness of the universe. You may even feel a subtle release of tension as you zoom out, sensing the interconnectedness of all things. This sense of being part of something greater can help relieve stress, providing a shift away from self-centered worries. As you end the practice, close your eyes briefly, taking one last inward breath and acknowledging the balance between your inner awareness and the external environment. By following these steps, you can bring a sense of groundedness, perspective, and mental clarity into your daily life. Space-time bridging is a tool that, when practiced regularly, fosters adaptability in managing focus, helping us to feel more resilient, present, and connected to our surroundings. Section 4. Applications and benefits of space-time bridging in the modern world. Productivity often demands seamless task switching and high adaptability, especially with the volume of information and constant notifications that many people manage daily. Space-time bridging meditation directly supports these demands by training the brain to shift focus deliberately, reducing the cognitive load of switching between tasks. Regular practice of this technique can fine-tune one's ability to switch between multiple types of focus, such as moving from creative brainstorming to detailed analysis, without feeling mentally drained. In space-time bridging, by alternating between near and distant focus, both internal and external attention domains are engaged. This intentional shifting enhances the brain's capacity to pivot effectively, fostering the neural flexibility required for quick, smooth task switching. Consider a figure like Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, whose daily responsibilities include switching between executive meetings, product reviews, and strategic planning. By practicing a method like space-time bridging, Cook could enhance his ability to fluidly transition from one mode of thinking to another, maintaining focus and reducing fatigue. The technique also helps reduce distractions by grounding individuals in a specific mental and physical space, allowing them to choose their focal points intentionally. In an office environment, for instance, after focusing on a task, one can take a brief break by shifting gaze to a distant point, as space-time bridging suggests. This shift helps reset attention, preparing the mind to return to the task at hand with refreshed focus. High-performing individuals, such as those working in demanding corporate roles or creative industries, can benefit from this mental recharge technique, preventing the burnout often associated with intense focus. One of the most valuable benefits of space-time bridging is its impact on emotional regulation. By encouraging the individual to move between interoception, internal focus, and exteroception, external focus, the practice helps balance internal emotional states with external stimuli, reducing anxiety and improving mood. This back-and-forth focus can help foster a healthy separation between one's thoughts and external events, minimizing the effects of emotional reactions that might otherwise interfere with daily activities. For example, high-profile leaders such as New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern often operate under intense public scrutiny, facing challenging decisions that impact entire populations. For someone in her position, it's critical to regulate emotions effectively, especially in stressful moments. Practicing space-time bridging could help Ardern engage in interoception when she needs to remain calm and composed under pressure, then switch to exteroception to fully attend to the needs and reactions of the public. This meditation technique would allow her to access an inner calm, grounded in self-awareness, while also staying alert to the external demands of her role. The adaptability fostered by space-time bridging also extends to mental flexibility, or the ability to pivot one's mindset as situations evolve. Whether it's switching from planning mode to execution or from a problem-solving mindset to one of empathy, this technique strengthens the brain's capacity to flow between these states seamlessly. As a result, people who practice it regularly may find themselves more resilient and capable of navigating complex, high-stakes situations. This adaptability is a core element of success for many high-level professionals, including figures like Elon Musk, whose work demands mental shifts between engineering, business strategy, and media interactions. For someone with Musk's range of responsibilities, this mental flexibility is invaluable in sustaining performance and managing stress. Real-life inspired examples illustrate the transformative effects of space-time bridging, making it easier to visualize its application and value. Imagine a scenario with a hypothetical CEO named Emma, leading a tech startup through a challenging growth phase. Emma's role requires her to be attentive in meetings, strategic in her decision-making, and calm under pressure, qualities often strained by the fast pace of the tech industry. After discovering space-time bridging, she begins integrating it into her daily routine, practicing it every morning before work. Emma soon notices an improvement in her focus, particularly her ability to transition between high-level planning sessions and hands-on problem-solving with her team. By the end of each day, she feels less mentally fatigued and more in control of her emotions, even during high-stress interactions with stakeholders. For Emma, the balance and resilience she gains through this practice become critical assets in her career. Section 5. Practical tips for implementing meditation in daily life. Start small, then scale for those new to meditation or even seasoned practitioners trying out space-time bridging. Starting small is essential. Setting aside just a few minutes each day makes the practice feel approachable and sustainable, building a solid foundation for consistency. In the beginning, committing to a manageable time frame, like 5 minutes, helps beginners ease into the process without feeling overwhelmed. Take someone like Bill Gates, for instance. Known for his intense focus and productivity, Gates incorporates meditation into his daily life, but he didn't start with long sessions. He began with short, focused moments and gradually scaled up as he became more comfortable with the practice. This method works well for high achievers or anyone with a busy schedule, as it allows meditation to fit seamlessly into even the most packed days. After a few weeks of 5-minute sessions, gradually add more time as it feels comfortable. This slow buildup allows the brain to adjust, making it easier to focus and avoid the frustration of sitting for extended periods. Once you're able to meditate for 10 or 15 minutes, you may find that even longer sessions feel natural. The goal is to cultivate a habit that grows with you over time, enhancing resilience and adaptability in both personal and professional settings. Setting up the right environment is crucial to the success of any meditation practice, including space-time bridging. Ideally, find a location with minimal distractions, somewhere that feels quiet and inviting. A spot by a window or a balcony can be especially beneficial because it allows for a natural shift from near to distant focal points, which is key to this meditation technique. A balcony, for example, provides a mix of close and distant objects, a handrail nearby and a cityscape or landscape in the distance, that naturally support the steps of space-time bridging. Imagine a setting like Warren Buffett's office, which he describes as a quiet space where he can concentrate on reading and thinking. Creating a similar dedicated space, whether it's a corner in your bedroom or an outdoor balcony, helps the mind associate that area with calm and focus. Adding simple elements like a comfortable chair, some soft lighting, or even a plant can make the space more inviting, encouraging regular practice. Minimizing distractions is another critical aspect. Silence your phone, avoid background music or TV, and let those around you know you're taking a few moments for meditation. If you're practicing at home with family or roommates around, consider using noise-canceling headphones or a white noise machine to help block out ambient sounds. An uninterrupted environment allows you to fully engage with each stage of the practice without mental or physical distractions. Space-time bridging works well as a standalone meditation technique, but pairing it with other mindfulness practices can create a more well-rounded approach to mental health and well-being. By integrating complementary practices such as breathing exercises, journaling, or gratitude practices, you can enrich the effects of space-time bridging and make it a seamless part of your daily routine. For example, start each session with deep breathing exercises to calm the nervous system before beginning space-time bridging. Deep breathing can help transition the mind from a busy day into a quieter, more reflective state. Consider a method like box breathing, often practiced by athletes and leaders like Navy SEALs, which involves inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding again. This steady breathing pattern can help you enter a relaxed state, setting the tone for the meditation practice. Journaling immediately after a space-time bridging session can also enhance the benefits of the meditation. As you move through the steps of the practice, you may notice thoughts or emotions arising that you'd like to explore further. Keeping a journal nearby allows you to capture these reflections, helping to process any insights that come up. For instance, someone like Oprah Winfrey, who is a strong advocate of journaling, often writes about her experiences and reflections as a way of deepening her self-awareness. Combining space-time bridging with journaling can bring clarity to your thoughts and emotions, making it easier to track your progress over time. A gratitude practice pairs well with space-time bridging, as it can provide a grounding effect by focusing on positive aspects of life. After completing the meditation, take a moment to write down 3 things you're grateful for, whether big or small. This simple practice encourages a shift toward a positive mindset, which complements the balanced awareness developed in space-time bridging. Figures like Tim Ferriss, known for his intense productivity strategies, often incorporate gratitude journaling as a way to balance high ambition with grounded reflection. By ending a meditation session with gratitude, you reinforce a sense of calm and satisfaction. making it easier to carry that positivity into the rest of the day. Incorporating space-time bridging into short breaks throughout the day can help maintain focus and reduce mental fatigue. For example, after an hour of concentrated work, take a few minutes to go through the steps of space-time bridging. Begin with a brief moment of interoception, focusing on your breath, then shift to an object at arm's length, move to something farther away, and conclude with a distant point, ideally out a window if possible. Leaders like Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, likely practice similar mental resets throughout the day to sustain energy and focus. By integrating these mini meditation sessions, you can create mental checkpoints that prevent burnout and maintain productivity over long periods. These quick, focused pauses can help bring clarity back to your work, making each subsequent task feel manageable. Tips for staying consistent. Consistency is key to seeing the full benefits of space-time bridging. Creating a regular schedule, like meditating at the same time each day, helps reinforce the habit. Some may find that starting the day with meditation sets a positive tone, while others prefer an evening practice to unwind. Experiment to find a time that works best for you, then try to stick to it daily. Tracking progress can also help maintain motivation. Apps like Insight Timer or Calm offer meditation timers that allow you to log sessions, helping to establish a sense of routine and accomplishment. Alternatively, keeping a journal to note your experiences, thoughts, or improvements can provide tangible evidence of the meditation's benefits, which reinforces the habit over time. Space-time bridging can be customized based on individual needs, providing flexibility in how and when it's practiced. Figures such as Jeff Bezos, who have intense daily schedules, may not have an hour to spare but could benefit from a quick 5-minute session before a big meeting or at the end of a busy day. The adaptability of this meditation technique allows it to fit into even the most demanding lifestyles, ensuring it can become a consistent and effective tool for mental well-being. By following these tips, integrating space-time bridging can become an accessible and rewarding part of daily life. The simplicity of starting small, choosing a conducive environment, and pairing it with other mindfulness practices can deepen the meditation's impact, fostering a greater sense of balance, focus, and resilience over time. Here's a rewritten and expanded version, capturing the original ideas while adding new insights, examples, and commentary. Introduction. The power of presence in a distracted world. Imagine living in a world where every moment is filled with a sense of clarity and focus. In our fast-paced, hyper-connected lives, such moments can feel rare. Yet, there's a way to reclaim this mental clarity through a simple yet profound meditation called space-time bridging. This practice, unlike traditional meditation that primarily turns inward, integrates both internal and external awareness to foster an adaptable focus, one that can transform how we approach work, relationships, and self-care. In this video, I'll introduce you to this method, explain how it works, and show how its science-backed principles can be applied to enhance productivity, resilience, and inner peace. Along the way, we'll explore personal insights, practical examples, and real-life scenarios to make this practice both relatable and accessible. By the end, you'll be ready to make space-time bridging a part of your daily routine, experiencing firsthand its power to balance mind and body. Section 6. Bringing space-time bridging into daily life. Incorporating space-time bridging into daily life doesn't require a rigid, time-consuming schedule. This meditation can fit seamlessly into brief moments throughout the day, making it practical and adaptable. Even just a few minutes, practiced regularly, can create a transformative effect. Whether used in the morning to set the day's tone or in the evening for relaxation, space-time bridging serves as an anchor point for clarity and focus. For instance, high-powered individuals like Jeff Bezos and Tim Cook, whose schedules are packed with meetings, strategy sessions, and fast-paced decision-making, could benefit from taking short periods to reset. During busy days, they likely experience intense, narrow focus, which can lead to mental fatigue. Space-time bridging offers a way to restore balance by alternating attention between inner and outer perceptions, allowing them to enter meetings and planning sessions with a refreshed perspective. Implementing space-time bridging doesn't require a complete overhaul of one's routine, just a few minutes of dedicated focus. Imagine a life where focus and calmness are not distant ideals but part of your everyday reality, a life where you can gracefully navigate through the demands of work, relationships, and personal growth with a steady and adaptable mind. Space-time bridging is more than just a meditation technique. It's a practice of connecting with the present moment while expanding our capacity to engage meaningfully with the world around us. This is the beauty of space-time bridging. It provides us with a flexible tool for restoring balance, enhancing resilience, and cultivating inner peace, even amidst the noise and busyness of modern life. When we think of great leaders, artists, or thinkers, whether it's someone like Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, or Bill Gates, one common quality emerges: the ability to stay present and fully engage with the task or people before them. They operate with clarity and purpose, not because they have fewer responsibilities but because they approach life with a balance that allows them to be adaptable, thoughtful, and deeply connected to the moment. Space-time bridging helps us cultivate that same adaptability by training our minds to shift between internal and external focus with ease. It brings us closer to the present moment, providing a foundation for clarity and calmness that permeates all aspects of our lives. As you begin incorporating space-time bridging into your daily routine, start small. Set aside just a few minutes each day, whether in the morning to center yourself or in the evening to unwind and reflect. Let this be your moment of stillness, a practice that grows naturally over time. Whether you're taking a deep breath before an important meeting, pausing to observe the horizon, or simply redirecting your attention during a hectic day, each practice session is an opportunity to reconnect with yourself and the world around you. For those who already engage in mindfulness practices, consider enhancing your routine by pairing space-time bridging with other forms of reflection, such as journaling, gratitude practices, or deep breathing exercises. Over time, you may find that this technique naturally integrates with your daily rhythm, guiding you toward a life that feels more centered, purposeful, and fulfilling. Space-time bridging reminds us that clarity, focus, and presence are always within reach. Each time we consciously shift our focus from our inner world to our outer surroundings and back, we strengthen our mental resilience and deepen our understanding of ourselves. Life's most meaningful moments are often the ones in which we are fully engaged, aware, and present. This meditation practice brings us closer to those moments, allowing us to experience life not just as a series of tasks to complete but as a journey to savor. So, as you continue exploring this practice, remember that space-time bridging is not about reaching a final destination, it's about embracing the journey. It's about learning to find balance in each step, to navigate life's complexities with grace, and to experience the world with a renewed sense of curiosity and purpose. Start small, remain consistent, and watch as this powerful practice transforms not only how you approach challenges but how you experience life itself. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and growth with the Dharma Blossom. May space-time bridging become a guiding tool in your life, bringing you closer to peace, resilience, and the joy of true presence. We look forward to walking alongside you on this path, sharing insights and practices that help you thrive, moment by moment.